GM to YouTube. Okay, so Jagex just dropped the massive summer sweep QOL change blog, which is coming up soon. I looked at this on stream, and I'm kind of re-recording this with like more concise thoughts because it was like a 50 minutes. This page is super long, so I want to kind of just like quickly go through and explain so you know like what's going on with this, like what are the big changes here. This is one of the few updates I have literally zero qualms with. Every single change is good. There were some things that I would slightly tweak, but everything here is amazing, and a lot of massive problems I have with the game are being fixed. So really amazing update. Let's take a look at it. I'm going to kind of fly through things and quickly summarize stuff a little bit, but we'll get to it. Okay, first things first. They're adding a bunch of elemental weaknesses, and they're tweaking some NPC defenses. Big things you need to know here for elemental weakness. They're adding a ton of different things, like different quest bosses, stuff like that. Like everything is getting a weakness. There was a lot of things that were really weird that they didn't have a weakness that they have given it to. The big ones are Tizhar are getting water weakness. It was really dumb that Tizhar weren't weak to water. It felt really strange. Now when you get a twin flame on your iron, you can go send your fire cape. Kind of cool. Kind of cool that you have the option to go do that now. Like a really good, strong option for that. Muzpa's getting an air weakness. Muzpa's notoriously awful to send early on an iron, so having an elemental weakness also potentially lets you go there faster with the twin flame. Amazing. Super good. And then Olm has an earth weakness, which is going to matter with changes later, but Olm's mage hand is now earth weak. So, and they actually, I think, put it in the water weakness spot, but in the spreadsheet, he's weak to earth, and I think he's weak to earth. I'm pretty sure he's weak to earth, so interesting. Those are the major things. They have a whole spreadsheet with all the different things that got changed. It's a lot of interesting monsters, but those are the important ones. A lot of bosses in TOB now also have elemental weaknesses, which may or may not make, like Harmstaff, a decent option. Kind of interesting. Not bad. Defense changes. The big things here are they're adding flat armor to some NPCs and giving negative flat armor to some things. If you don't know what flat armor is, Sulfur Nagas have this. And a lot of monsters have flat armor. Well, not a lot, but like 8 things. Flat armor is whatever number you hit, their flat armor value is subtracted from what you hit. So if something has a flat armor of 2, you hit a 36, you now hit a 34. Okay? This means that you want to be using, on things with flat armor, slower, heavier hitting weapons that are single hit. So things with multiple hit splats, like something like a scythe. If something has 2 flat armor and you use a scythe on it, every single one of those hit splats is reduced by 2. So you're losing 6 damage, like every single swing. Really bad. The opposite of that is true for things that are getting negative flat armor. Negative flat armor means that your hit is increased by that number. So that means really fast weapons are really good. Multi-hit weapons are really good. The 2 important things, and the spreadsheet has a billion things they've changed. The 2 important things that I saw in that sheet are that Nex's mages have negative flat armor, so that means blowpipe is going to be a lot better on those mages. Really interesting and cool change there. And also, barrows are all getting negative flat armor, so that means when you use a twin flame, both of the splats of the twin flame are getting boosted. A lot of changes that make twin flame even better, which is kind of sick. Also, things like DDS on barrows or anything that's multi-hit, like you kind of spec them out, you claw them, whatever you're doing. Those are going to hit even harder. So that's really cool for those. Like the weapons that are good at barrows are getting even better. Pretty sweet. Some good changes here. They're doing some major rework to loot tables. Effectively, what they're doing is across the board, like they're reducing chaos runes, torstal seeds are the main things, but they're reducing like seed quantities, herb quantities, like a lot of things across the board are getting reduced. They're also adding something called Shark Chum, which is the same as Diabolic Worms, but for sharks. Chat pointed out to me that you can actually 2-tick sharks in Apotal. So that might actually be a viable method, assuming you get a lot of this stuff. Something you might end up doing. Something you might end up doing on an Iron Man, potentially. Kind of interesting. They're also completely gutting Soul Wars rewards. They're completely killing it, which is amazing. It's botted heavily. It's reducing the value of blood runes and a lot of things just for no reason. Soul Wars is getting murdered. This is great. And the pet is remaining the same. Awesome. Great changes. TOA change. These are massive. TOA changes. You never thought you would see this in a blog. TOA changes. Absolutely insane. Quickly going through it, Baba has no chip damage anymore. No chip damage. Insane. So Baba's like a normal boss fight now. Like, you don't need Just E to fight him. You don't need Red X to fight him. He just doesn't hit you. Crazy. Like, absolutely blows the mind. This change is insane. Like, Baba's actually a decent boss fight now. Wild. Akka change is amazing too. They've reduced the chip damage. They've reworked Stay Vigilant. Kind of complicated. The main thing is that Akka now only prays against the style that he's attacking with. So that means you get to shadow for 2 style changes instead of just 1. Massive. Plus less chip damage. And they're reducing the number of orbs in Come Phase. So Come Phase is a really, really difficult part of the entire raid. Honestly, arguably the most difficult part of the entire raid. They've decided that Akka just shouldn't be the hardest part of the raid. It should be Warden. So they're making it a little bit easier. Great changes. Honestly, like, as someone who really likes Come Phase and is really good at it, I'm good with it not being the hardest thing in the raid. I don't think it should be. So this makes a lot of sense, everything they're doing here. Kefri, they're making it so the Arcane is guaranteed to move even with zeros, baby. So, like, Arcane RNG gone. This has cut down, like, 20 of my total TOA flaws. Like, holy cow. I'm going to be removing a lot of tiles outside of TOA. Crazy. Zabak, the waves no longer push you back, but they deal 30% more damage. So this means you can't get laked anymore. You can't get clipped by that last, like, tile of line of sight on the wave and get pushed into acid and instantly murdered. A lot safer for hardcores and a lot more reasonable overall. And then Warden, the skull bombs can't land underneath Warden anymore, making it a lot safer with the skull bombs. Amazing changes. Super, super good. They also have reduced the length of the monkey room even further and made guaranteed hits on the cursed baboons and baboon shamans with ranged. Like, some crazy changes here, and a lot of other like basic QOL here. There's also talks of nerfing TOA loot and various ways of going over it. Fang is hit like 9 mil flat at this point, which is ridiculous. It's too much. So now they're finally talking about nerfing purple chance across the board. And they've said, like, it's never too late to nerf things, which I agree with. They should have nerfed this like a year and a half ago, probably, maybe later. But I'm good with these changes. They need to be nerfed. I'm hoping people are receptive to it because TOA drops are worth absolutely nothing. It needs a nerf. They mentioned potentially changing the weightings and reducing loot scaling at the top end. What they just need to do is blanket reduce purple chance. That's what they need to do. So hoping we see that happen and people are a little bit receptive to it and don't scream and cry about nerfs. It needs it. The loot is just not worth it. The only valuable drop in TOA is a shadow. It sucks. It's not good. Some other massive changes for combat. A lot of bosses have been changed. First you'll see is Phosani. Phosani, they are gutting phase 1, effectively. So now instead of having 4 phases, it's 3. Like, Phosani's just dropping a phase. And they are not nerfing the loot. So, effectively, this is a kills per hour buff, meaning faster loot as well. So it's like a loot buff coinciding with, like, a faster boss fight. Amazing. Amazing, because Phosani is such a long boss fight, this brings it closer in line with Yama kill times and means that the drops will be much easier to get. So, amazing change. Super, super good. Next had a bunch of changes. Effectively, the main things here, they're letting you heal up off of Blood Reavers. Like, damage you deal to Blood Reavers will heal you. And they're making it so when she melees you, she's guaranteed to melee you 2 more times. And they're also letting you catch magic prey on the last phase. So, effectively, they're letting you reduce chip damage dramatically by predicting what she's going to do with smart play. Amazing changes. Like, no longer a breach hugging simulator. This is going to cut the damage down dramatically at next. Dramatically. Insanely good. Huey. Big things with Huey is they're reducing the tail HP, making it a little bit faster because they felt the tail was kind of a slog. So they're making the tail a little bit faster. And they are buffing Huey Wand bonus damage from 20% to 40%, accuracy from 50% to 75%. It's also 3 times more common. So it'll be in 69 kills rather than 207. The big change here, first of all, is that this is the new BIS at Rune Dragons and likely will make you take less damage overall than using melee. Because you get to stand out of melee range and pray ranged, the only damage you're tanking is magic hits. So you take less damage and you're going to rip through Rune Dragons. Amazing for that. Adamant dragons, any kind of metal dragon, obviously, it's going to be amazing on. And also, it's going to be really, really strong on Olm because he also has that earth weakness. I think this is going to be even better than Sang DPS, which is kind of crazy. Now, obviously, you're dropping Thralls, and I don't think realistically you can do this in solo. Like, there's not going to be a lot of options for doing this in solo because the range is 10. There's just not going to be an option. But really, really good in teams, potentially. Really interesting to see. A great change. They're also letting it autocast Ancients, and it has 10% bonus damage. So, it's a 10% damage staff that also can autocast Ancients. This is just straight up like a better Ancient Scepter in general. So really good for like mid-game irons. Like a great option, assuming you don't have a Nightmare Staff or a Kodai. Super, super good. They're also reducing the crafting requirement of Huey hide armor, much needed. It's going to be below Black Dragon hide now. So now it's actually maybe feasible to make this on a lower level iron. Awesome. Great changes. Okay, some Moons changes. Big things here, effectively. They're adding a new tank ring to Archaeologist, to Ranged Archaeologist. Pretty decent. You're going for your Rune Crossbow. You also potentially get this ring. Means you don't need to go to Dagonoth Rex before going to Moons. You can now just grab this ring, and it's a great option as well. It's going to make you really tanky. I love it. It's like a great change. They're also reducing the tornadoes for Blue Moon, so there's a little bit less. It's just generally a little bit nicer around the board. Really good changes for Moons. Like, I'm a big fan of these. They're also buffing Granite Ring. I was told this is a typo. This is just the current stats of Granite Ring, but they're buffing the stats dramatically. So Granite Ring is becoming a lot better. Obor, Briafita, and Keys. What they're doing here is they're making it so you don't need keys anymore to fight them, but keys will give you access to the old loot table, and then when you kill them normally, you get a simpler, smaller drop table. So you get a big chunk of loot from the key drop table. Assuming you get a key, they still drop keys. You can still use your keys. You still get them from giants. It's just it opens the chest in the boss arena instead of letting you kill the boss. So you can kill the boss whenever you want. So nice for CAs and so nice for the free-to-play community. Like, the free-to-plays just get something to do, like, consistently. They get a consistent boss that they can grind. Kind of cool. They're also adding, like, better bones that you can only bury for a chunk of XP. That's for members, so that's kind of cool. Cerberus. This is some crazy changes as well. They made it so that the teleport scrolls are more common and tradable. They also made it so Ward of Arceus protects you from prayer drain by 30%. So that means the ghosts are hitting you for 20 prayer points instead of 30. And this is also going to work for Yama's prayer drain and Krill Sutzeroth's melee special. It will block some of that prayer drain. Super good. It's no longer Chug Prayer Potion boss. I mean, it's still kind of Chug Prayer Potion boss, but it's a lot more reasonable now. Like, that is a significant change. And they also said it stacks with Spectral if you have one, but at least you don't need a Spectral to go kill Cerb. Great. Amazing changes. Duke changes. They're letting you prep for 3 Duke kills in a row. So they're letting you make up to 6 of the potions ahead of time. Not infinite, but up to 3 kills. And they're increasing his HP by 10% to compensate. Potentially, this is going to make GM time really free. They didn't mention changing GM time. I have a feeling, like, they mentioned GM time on all the other things, like with Phosani, so I have a feeling that would get changed with this. But this is going to make killing Duke a lot more reasonable, a lot less headache. It's going to be pretty nice to be able to prep for 3 kills. People were asking for this with leagues. Really good change. Other changes, and a lot of times these are very small changes. Not today. Not today. These are massive. Everything in this list is massive. Increasing toenail range by 1. Very, very nice. Halberds can now hit Avienzis. Now, people are going to be like, oh, is Nox good on Kriara? Not really. I don't think it competes with Chins. I think Chins are much, much stronger. Might be an option if you don't want to go get Chins and don't have a Shadow, though, on like an Iron or something, maybe. He has a lot of slash defense, so probably not super good there. Allow Demon Bane to work on the Ice Demon at Chambers. This is so nice. You don't have to Spellbook swap necessarily. You could still get decent DPS if you bring along an Emberlight or something like that. Super, super nice. Can't wait to use this on the hardcore. Add some kind of indicator drop for successful rolls on the Vestiges dropped by Desert Treasure 2 bosses. So they're going to add an indicator of how many rolls in you are deep at the rings for Desert Treasure 2. Amazing. And if you're already some amount of rolls, you can go check post-update, go get a kill, and it will drop however many rolls you're at. So you'll be able to see, I am 2 out of 3. I'm 1 out of 3. You'll be able to see. You'll be able to go check. Such a good change. Such a good change. I might go through and do a sweep kill of each boss post-update and just see where I'm at on all of them, because I'm curious. Super nice. And the change that maybe I'm the most hyped for. Players with the Grandmaster Combat achievements completed will be able to show their Zuck helm to the Tazar and gain on-task damage bonuses without any of the other on-task benefits for those speedrunners out there. We have permanent Slayer helm bonus in Inferno. Halle fucking Luya! Oh my god, bro. I have been begging for this for years! Since I started streaming, I've been asking for this. Yes! Thank God. Oh my. There may be an arc where we go back to Inferno, boys. It might happen. In 2 to 3 short months. Yeah, that's huge. TOA changes and permanent Zuck Slayer task. Are you serious? It's all in one update. What? That's crazy. Ooh. GMCA rewards that increase the duration of summon thralls to 2 minutes will be moved down to Master. Really, really nice. You no longer need GM for 2-minute thralls. Really nice. It felt a little bit important to get GM for this. Now you only need Master. Great. Big fan of that. And then that's actually it. That's the end of it. Holy cow, they have so many changes. So everything across the board is good. There's certain things that I would have tweaked the implementation slightly. I would have done exactly as they said. But no, literally every change here is amazing. It's changes I've been begging for literal years. We have TOA nerfs incoming. We have TOA changes incoming. We have Zuck helm inside of Inferno permanently. Oh, more weaknesses, more fleshed out mid-game, everything is better. The game is better. The game has just become better. As soon as this update comes out, boom, game improved. It's wild. I'm going to go clear out like half the TOA flaws. Like, oh man. Yeah, to say I'm hyped for this update is an understatement. This is looking to be potentially the best QOL change ever made to the game, period. Very, very exciting stuff. Man. Yeah, this is going to be absolutely amazing. I wanted to say, I think I can see a world, I don't know if this is the case, where a lot of high-level like TOA players could be like, I saw this with the monkey room changes initially. Like, people are like, oh, this like has ruined monkey room, like when they allowed you to one-shot everything. I could see this happening again here. I encourage people to look at things a little bit more broadly. Don't be so narrow-minded. You can still Butterfly Akka. You still can Red X Baba, I think. Like, if you wanted to avoid all the specials, it's still an option if you want to do it. Like, they're not removing anything. But they're making this a better raid. They're making this a better raid. It's as simple as that. The rooms are going to be less obnoxious. They're going to have less bullshit. They're going to one-shot you less. It's going to be a better raid, like, after this. Like, no question in my mind. Yes, certain things will be slightly different. The way you approach Akka will be slightly different. Come phase will be much easier. A lot of the raid will be a lot easier. And that's okay. They're going to be nerfing the drop rates to compensate. It's a good change. This is an amazing update. Like, I really encourage those players that are like, man, this is going to be just easy-scape. TOA's already the easiest raid. I would like it to be a better raid, more so than I care about its difficulty. Like, I care about it being good more than anything. That's the important thing. Because currently TOA is not a good raid. I'm just going to say it like that. It's the worst of the 3 raids. So this has brought it up so many levels. I think it, honestly, I'm curious to play it after the update, because I feel like this is going to make it on par with Chambers at this point. Like, I think I could say that with a straight face, that TOA and Chambers are equally good. We'll see. We'll see. Because it gives me that vibe. The changes are that substantial and that amazing. In general, this whole update is just, it covers every pain point I have with the game. I feel like they were listening to me. It feels good, man. It feels really good. All of these things we've been asking for so long are getting hit. So exciting. So hyped. So excited for this update. I want to say I just really appreciate, like, where the updates are at lately. Like, those contract changes as well just felt like, again, every issue I had has been, like, remedied. For a long period, it felt like any complaints like the high-level players had was just kind of ignored. Like, oh, we're a small chunk of the player base. It doesn't matter. These changes don't matter. But lately, I feel like the team has been trying to hit those pain points that we have been complaining about. We've been memeing how awful TOA is and all the issues it's had and how it'll never get changed for so long. And here it is. Like there actually are TOA changes. They're actually letting us use Slayer Helmet in Inferno. Like, these are changes that people have been asking for years and that have fallen on deaf ears, and they're getting to it. I mean, I can complain about the timeliness of it, but it's amazing that all of this is happening with this update and we're being heard. Like, it feels really good as a player. I don't feel like the issues I have with the game are being ignored anymore. I feel like they do listen, and like the things that I have issues with are being validated because they're changing them. It feels good. I'm really happy. I'm really happy with this update, and I'm happy in general. This is amazing. This is very, very good. Enough Jagex glaze, okay? I gotta end this video. We gotta wrap it up. I've been on the verge a couple times of burning out, not feeling good, not feeling heard on issues, and now I just feel like with these changes, all the PVM stuff coming out, like the options for me in the future, like beyond just hardcore, like now I can potentially play main and have fun and like be excited about updates again. It feels good. It feels great. Like the game is going in a good direction. Like it feels amazing. I'm so excited, man. All right, enough of that. Leave a like if you liked it and or subscribe. Thank you. Bye, fellas. Bye.